Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Man, have we been busy. I am so exhausted, and it has been a long week. We've been still going at this thing. I know you guys have only gotten to see, I think, a couple videos now of the shop. We're obviously going to be going there again today, and I just can't seem to catch a break of this weather. So we have some beautiful rain going on here, and rain is not helping our case because we are trying to coat the floors in the shop. Now what that means is obviously we're trying to coat it all the way out in front of the door. So I got the door open, and well, the rain just keeps screwing me. So tomorrow's supposed to be nice. I worked late into the night last night. Hopefully it dried enough that before this rain hit it, that it didn't wash it away like it did the last time. So fingers crossed that's the case. Also, you may notice here, I don't know, it may not even know. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, the wife just completely salvage titled my sweatshirt yesterday with a paint roller, so that's fun. Then seems that Josh has gotten a cold, so I lost his help. And then other Josh, well, he tried to kill himself because he touched the ground to the power wire on the fuse panel for 220, which had 200 amps, because it was the fuse panel, it wasn't even the 220. So yeah, it's been interesting. The wife, she got me off the roller because, well, she fell off the ladder. I don't even know how that happened. So it's down to me, and we have been making some progress, lots of progress. It's been nothing but 16-hour days this week trying to get this shop set up and working because we need to get back to work. We've been not working now for, I think, a week and a half, and obviously there's several of you waiting, and I would love to be back to work and working instead of setting up a shop. So what we're doing today is I'm letting the truck warm up right now, and I need to run and get more freaking paint, well, I should say epoxy, for the floor, because 10 out of 10 would not recommend the bare floor coating I showed you guys, because it is so thin. I'm on my 4th coat, and I think it's gonna need a 5th coat. Like, I don't know if it's just the concrete just sucking it in, and or if the paint actually is just that thin. I don't know. So I probably should have done a primer on the directions. It said you didn't need to, said you could just use that as your primer coat. Well, I got 3 other primer coats and I'm still seeing through it. So today I'm gonna go get more, because I used all the epoxy that we were gonna use for both shops in the one shop right now. So now I need to get more for the Dyno shop. So I'm gonna do that, and I need to find a clear coat too, because the clear coat I ordered is not gonna be here in time, and I have work scheduled to start again on the 22nd of this month. So we have about a week left, right? Seems right. I think it's a week or 2 left. So I'm too tired to know. But you guys seem to like us going and getting coffee in the morning, so that is what we're doing today. We're going to get some freaking coffee and start the day off, because I am so beat. But we need to keep on pushing through this to get set up. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. I can't wait. I'm really hoping tomorrow is the day that we go get the dyno and we get that thing set up. So let's go grab some coffee. Let's go to the paint shop. Well, I should say Home Depot, and see what they got. Get some more paint for the floor. Then we'll go back to the shop. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what we have done, since I haven't showed you since we were just getting drywall up and starting to tape. And I'll tell you what, that was an endeavor. That freaking took some time. So definitely is a lot to be seen, and a lot has changed. So I can't wait to show you guys. It is coming along. I am really excited, and I'm excited for you guys to see it and to keep on pushing through. So coffee time. There we go, guys. Got the coffee. Now let's go try to find some paint and see what we can do. I've never hated Mother Nature so much than I do right now. Why couldn't you just wait for like another week to rain? Come on, like, why? That's just how it is, guys. Oh well, we'll figure it out. All right, guys, we're at the shop. And I'm gonna see if the floor is dry in the dyno shop, because I did the floor etching last night and I left it overnight to dry so we can make some progress, and it looks like it did dry. Now I put some much better lighting in here. These lights are so bright. These can be had on Amazon, and I believe I think they're 50 bucks per 2 lights, but they're 15,000 lumens. And the best part about it is they have, I don't know, it's probably gonna blur it out when you look at it, but they have panels that move so you can put the lighting everywhere, and it definitely lights this place up really good. So floor is all cleaned, etched, and you can tell here something's happening. So excuse me, as I'm dying over here. I started mapping out where I want the dyno, so that way I have enough space from here, obviously, because we're gonna have to strap the car. There's a beam that goes here that comes out from the car and you strap to that. So I have to make sure there's room for that. But I also want to make sure there's room here to pull a car by, because we're storing a couple cars over here. So that's why I wanted to make sure. So with my measurements here, you'll notice that it goes past the door, and that's because the roller doesn't start till here. So from here over should be the roller. So my whole plan of this and why I'm mapping this out here is because I want to paint the floor still. Well, epoxy the floor is what I should say. And I need to know where. So now that I know where, I'm going to kind of overshoot it by a foot, probably either direction. So that way it's already done. And then we put the dyno down and we can bolt it down and we can do the rest of the shop. So that's kind of the plan. First time doing this, definitely still learning as we go. And you guys notice, I didn't even notice, the drywall is all done and painted. So definitely is brighter in here, looks awesome. Definitely no drywall perfectionist, or probably should never go into that trade because I'm not that great at taping and mudding. So not too happy with some of that, but that's my own fault. You can see here we got the dyno brain is mounted for the last time, and up I need to get a little hook for the power wire, so that way that's up and good. We added an outlet there for a compressor because the dyno needs a compressor, and we added power all the way down that side of the shop as well, because for whatever reason why these shops only had power down there. So we have added power down here, and we have a heater. So I don't know how well this thing's gonna do. I guess we'll find out. It was 300 bucks for this heater, 10,000 watts, which it says it's good for, oh boy, I'd have to look at it, 34,000 BTU, and we kept getting estimates with 36,000 BTU. So we're pretty close. What I can tell you with the couple days of use, I set the scene up at 55 degrees at night, so that way, you know, we'll keep the electronics fine in here. And that'll probably where I set the other one, depending on how hard it is to warm up. After I turn the scene on, it doesn't take very long to warm up. I'd say probably within 30 minutes, it gets up to temperature. That would be like 65 to 68 degrees. That'll probably be our working temperature is 65, 68, you know, just something. So it's warm enough to be comfortable to work. I mean, anything's gonna be more comfortable than outside because that's what we've been working at. But that's the heater. That's also the heater that about killed Josh Morford. Like I said, I still haven't heard back from him. He's been not feeling that great after his nice little shock event. So we go over here. We can go to the working shop, and a little bit of struggles on this, guys. So first time ever doing epoxy floors, and misguidance from the good old Home Depot, which they owned up to, and with their misguidance, and I got some paint on this door, you know, their misguidance, we got the paint right, and it says 1 part epoxy, white base. I should have known with white base that means it needs paint in it. So, but they said it was fine and good to go. So if you look in here, yes, it looks white. Yes, I haven't changed the lights out yet in this one, so they're trash. They don't light very well. But so this is painted. The problem is this is 4 coats later and 10 gallons of paint to get to here, and I knew something wasn't right. I mean, 1 or 2 coats, I mean 2 or 3 coats would probably be more understanding, but we're on our 4th going on our 5th. Just didn't make sense. So called Bear, that's who makes paint. They said it had to have something mixed into it, which makes all the sense. So I got 2 more today, so we can do that. So I need to finish the paint in here, and you guys are probably wondering, where the frick are the cars? Well, definitely have a very nice property manager because they have 2 other units that are not rented yet. one being right across from ours, and they are allowed us to put the cars in here to store them while our paint dries. So they're just over here tucked away right now, and then obviously our painting station. So definitely has been an experience. Definitely not a cheap experience to get set up. It's been pretty costly, guys, more than I had imagined, which is usually how it goes. Then you add on top of that, we're setting up, we're not working, so there's no making money. Every day we stay on this is a day less making money, and obviously in business terms that's not good. So need to go ahead and get this stuff knocked out today. I'm gonna try to put you guys on a time lapse for me painting in here. We'll see if I can find something to set the camera on, and then we can get this knocked out in this unit. Hopefully this paint works this time. I freaking hope so. But at least we have, you know, 4 coats of primer base on there. So let's get the stuff out of the truck and get to work. There we have it. The final coat of epoxy is down on the floor. That means this has to cure for 24 hours, and then we can put that clear coat over the top of it so it'll look nice and shiny. And yes, I know it still has the old lights in here, so it is a bit dim, but the fact of it is that is done. And you can tell it's getting pretty dark out. That took about 3 hours to do, guys. It's definitely time consuming, but the end result is going to be so good. So now we need to go over to the dyno shop and get a coat laid underneath the dyno so that we can do that tomorrow. And we are on the phone because the lovely GoPro doesn't like the cold weather, and it's out here in the cold. So like I said, we need to go over to the dyno shop, and we're gonna get a coat down in there. I did turn the heater on there, so I'm curious, how warm is it? Because it would be pretty nice going nice and warm. Also, plus it's gonna cure our epoxy more. I'm trying to do 2 coats tonight, so it needs an hour between a coat. I already have that dyno just of where we're going to be putting it. So let's take a look here and see. Oh yeah, it is nice and warm in here. This thing is doing great. I turned it on probably about 30 minutes ago, and it was at 55, and it's at 68 degrees in here, and it feels amazing. So here's the outline of the dyno. It ends up being 12 feet by 12 feet. I put it 8 feet in from the door. I believe it's 7 or 8 feet in from the door. That gives me enough room for those pieces, like I said, that have to bolt down here. So now that this thing's all the way in, I'm gonna hit that, looks like that one spot right there with the heater, I can't think of it right now, the heat gun. And then we can, I'm gonna do the 18 inches around this tape line. So pretty much just our roller around this. This side I'll end up probably going all the way out to the wall because we won't need to be over there that much when setting the dyno up. But back here, I need it to be a very close gist, because as soon as we put that loader in here, it seems, I know it's gonna mess the floor up. So definitely gonna just try to do what I can for the epoxy down there. You know, end of the world if it does get messed up, then we'll end up redoing it. But guys, the lighting in here is good. Let me know what you think, because I think it's gonna work out very well, and it just looks so good. So let's go grab our epoxy. I'm gonna grab a heat gun, get that knocked out, and then I'll probably just catch you up as soon as I get the first coat done, because I need to get this first coat done, and then I'm gonna be waiting around for an hour.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living life up in the fast lane. Life, though you limits, you just put them in Coronas, Coronas, Coronas. I've been working, I need that advance with the bonus, the bonus, the bonus. Ain't no thoughts about tomorrow, I'm just living in the moment, the moment, the moment. Full tank of gas and 200 on the dash, bitch, I'm zoning, I'm zoning, I'm zoning. Fast lane, living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living